Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Here on this channel we talk about everything to do with the African diaspora, politics, music, life, love and everything in between. So if you're interested in those topics, then like, share and subscribe, and remember to hit the notification bell. So anyway, this week now the biggest news is the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now when this news broke, you know, everybody was in absolute shock. That, you know, is an understatement. I myself was extremely shocked and, you know, really concerned about this. So, you know, what transpired was that, you know, it was alleged initially that he was captured in Ethiopia. Some people said Brazil, some people said Kenya. And, you know, people were really just wondering, like, what could have happened? Like, what happened? So Mazi is a British citizen, and he's got, you know, his UK passport. So we're assuming, you know, he's traveling on his UK passport. But then when I heard Kenya, my antennae went up, and I became immediately suspicious about what may have happened. So my initial suspicions were around the fact that, you know, things seem to have been okay right up until the Punchline interview. I've posted that earlier, you can go and check that out. So where he was interviewed by, I think it's David Matsanga, and yeah, I mean, I've watched this interview over and over, and I'm really trying to, I don't know if it's looking for clues, but I've just watched the interview again. And, you know, he kept making a point of saying things like, you know, the president is watching, the authorities are watching. And, you know, he was very complimentary of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You know, he was always calling him Your Excellency Mazi, Your Excellency, or His Excellency. And, you know, I think about things, you know, around love bombing and personality disorders in some instances. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Matsanga has a personality disorder, but I do know love bombing is real. That's when somebody just endows you with these compliments and, you know, all these platitudes and how great and wonderful you are, and really they don't mean any of it, and before you know it, they've kind of got you in a headlock. Anyway, that's by the by. So what happened was a lot of people became really angry at the fact that, you know, he was intercepted in Kenya, and the Kenyan ambassador in Nigeria came out and he categorically denied Kenya's involvement, right? Kenya has absolutely nothing to do with it.
I want to address this allegation by denying that Kenya was involved in the alleged arrest in Kenya and extradition to Nigeria of Mr. Kanu. To us, therefore, these allegations are fictional, imaginary, and deliberately concocted to fuel antagonistic feelings amongst certain sections of the Nigerian people against the Kenyan people. I want to challenge anyone with the facts relating to this alleged arrest in Kenya to present these facts. This will include when, how, and who was particularly involved in the alleged arrest. We have no intention of interfering with internal affairs.
So he said Kenya has absolutely nothing to do with it. So anyway, I think a day later, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer comes out and says, you know, he's spoken to Mazi, and he said that he was detained in Kenya for 8 days, and, you know, obviously he's been held against his will illegally, and he was transferred from Kenya to Nigeria. So you tell me, right?
Okay. Updates on meeting with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today being the 2nd of July. You know, my client Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually abducted. It's confirmed. This is directly from our legal team. They met with Mazi, our Onyendu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually abducted by the Acost Kenya Special Police Force on the 18th of June 2021 at their international airport and consequently taken to an undisclosed residence under dehumanizing conditions. He was tortured and subjected to all forms of inhuman treatment, which worsened his health condition. He was illegally detained for 8 days, 8 good days in Kenya, before being transferred to their Nigerian counterparts. So this is a confirmation He was purportedly investigated on a bogus charge while in their custody, ostensibly awaiting to be handed over after their findings proved him innocent of all the spurious allegations. They later beckoned on their Nigeria counterpart to take over. Kenya government was deeply involved in the abduction, detention, and ill treatment of my clients before the illegal handover to their Nigerian counterpart. A scan of his heart showed that the heart has enlarged by 13% due to the dehumanizing treatment meted on him. There will be need for immediate proper medical examination and attention for him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu conveyed his goodwill message to all IPOB family members worldwide and craved for your relentless prayers. We are going back to the court for the needful. Other details cannot be entertained here. His fortified legal team will address these infractions at the proper forum as we progress. Other details on our legal strategy may not be made public. Barrister Ejiofor. Mazi, go on.
You tell me, right? Who is telling the truth these days? Honestly, I'm so disappointed with the lies that are going around and the dishonesty and the mistrust. I don't know where we're going to go with this, but at the end of the day, many people see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a freedom fighter. He's a person that, he's been, really raising awareness of the plight of the people in the southeast of Nigeria who have been suffering from attacks from Fulani herdsmen and banditry. Many are unable to go to their farms. He set up the Eastern Security Network to try to protect people. And for that reason, I guess the government see him as a threat to the national security. Many, however, see him as a hero. And, he's managed to, elicit the respect of millions of people around the world. So we have to wait and see what's going to happen. Apparently treason is one of the charges that is being alleged, and he was initially arrested in 2015, I think, and he was granted bail on health conditions, but he fled Nigeria because the army stormed his house, and a number of people were killed in the process. And it's a whole long story, and it's actually very sad when you think about it, right? It's actually very sad. However, so that's a story that's going to be ongoing for a while. I know there are protests right here in London today, and I do believe that Mazi's trial begins on the 26th or 27th of July. So, we wish him all the best, and our prayers go to his friends and family and to all of those who are supporting him. We hope that the authorities provide him a fair trial, fair treatment, and really do pay attention to his health needs and so on and so forth, and his dignity. All right, Punchline Africa now. A lot of people suspected Matsanga of being, possibly involved in, the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, Matsanga has come out and he said he absolutely had nothing to do with it. He was really upset that anybody would think that, but why wouldn't we think that, right? Why wouldn't we? History has taught us that, the people who tend to be the sellouts and the saboteurs are usually those closest to you. Like Thomas Sankara is a really good example of that. Patrice Lumumba, look at Sankara. It was his best friend, his brother, right, who ended up selling him out in that manner. So why wouldn't, of course we're going to suspect Matsanga, right? Because we were selling out, right? I mean, before Mazi was arrested, I know there was like about 100 million bounty on his head placed on him by the Northern Elders, and you know, I don't know if somebody decided they wanted the money and decided to sell him out. Who knows, right? It's an African thing. We just love to sell. We love to sell. Everybody just saboteurs all over the place. I'm like, where is the integrity now? Where is the love? Like, who can you trust in this day and age?
Held this conference and all
attention has been drawn
not just introduce something and move on. Just won't shut up.
To the propaganda that is circulating on social media, originating from Nigeria
and stop what I'm doing now.
And from
I'm not fully dressed.
Cohorts of the government of Nigeria.
I don't have a top on either.
Talking about
stop it.
Abduction.
Stop it. I've cooked
interception.
My videos. It's Saturday. What about
kidnap?
Then go and buy some.
You're nasty. Because you knew there was no soap.
By Nigerian security agencies, together with international other agencies of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu,
what did you eat for breakfast?
Who was interviewed
did you think about anybody else
by our television station almost 2 months ago on 21st of May 2021. As a result of the misguided toxins and as a result of the propaganda churned by the Buhari regime that Mr. Nnamdi Kanu was abducted or taken from Kenya. I don't speak for the government of Republic of Kenya. I don't work for the government of Republic of Kenya. I am a media outlet online that works for Africa. Neither do I work for any government in Africa regarding subversive activities that turn around to be conspiracy theories. Two, we did not approach Mr. Nnamdi Kanu for an interview. Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, through his representative in Australia, approached me, called me, telephoned my company, my television station, myself, sometime in May, asking for Mr. Nnamdi Kanu to be interviewed on our television station. 3, for the last 4 years, since 5 years, since 2014, 2016, my television station has been voluntarily, and I repeat, we have been voluntarily defending the people of Biafra, the people of Amazonia, from the forces that have oppressed them and elsewhere in Africa. Our television station does not harbor any conspiracy theories. It speaks the truth, especially from myself, regarding the suffering of the people of Amazonia and the people of Biafra. We took interest in the Biafran issue and the southeastern Nigerian issue because of the very millions and the millions of videos that were sent to us as an online broadcasting institution. We have no regrets for having defended the oppressed people as a media and as journalists, as investigative journalists, and as journalists that operate on international standards. we don't involve ourselves in activities of clandestine operations with governments to eliminate people. 4, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu is in the custody, unfortunately, of the people who don't like him. Mr. Nnamdi Kanu is able to say, and I want to repeat, is able to say where, who, how he was seduced to be arrested by Nigerian and other international agencies. If Nnamdi Kanu, who is still alive in a prison in Abuja, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will point a finger at our station or anybody working with my station or myself, I ask God to take me that day. And I want to ask God to take me on that day. When Mr. Nnamdi Kanu says he ever talked to Dr. Matsanga ever since 21st, when we last had our interview. 5, I want to make it categorically clear that abduction, seduction, kidnap of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu will not deter my television station from talking about the ill treatment, the human rights abuses, the poor treatment, the bad treatment of the people of Biafra. I am not a Nigerian. I am not a Biafran. I am not paid by any Biafran or any Nigerian to speak my mind. I am a highly trained journalist, investigative journalist worldwide. I've worked with reputable organizations like Sky News, and therefore I don't engage myself in activities of the Buhari type of regime. I am not, and I want to make it clear, I did not request an interview with Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. Mr. Nnamdi Kanu and his people requested an interview with my organization, like any other organization would take an interview. Therefore, the rumors circulating, peddled by malcontents of insanity, that Mr. Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya without them furnishing the itinerary of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, where in Kenya, who in Kenya he came to meet and whom he was meeting, which airport. As far as I'm concerned, it is not my interest, because I don't work for the government of the Republic of Kenya. I happen to be part and parcel of the people of the community of the global world that lives in Kenya. But I don't work for government of Kenya to be involved. Neither do I think the government of Kenya has ever been involved in the tactics of abduction of people who have nothing against the Republic of Kenya. Therefore, we want to assure everybody, and I want to tell everybody, since I've shown over my seriousness of God, that Mr. Nnamdi Kanu lawyer, who is going to see Nnamdi Kanu anytime now, should come out and tell the world where Mr. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, where he was picked, whom he was calling, if he ever says he called anybody by this face or by my number, then those who are saying this owe me an apology. I have struggled for the people of Biafra without pay, never demanded pay, never taken a penny from any of you. Who have millions and millions of dollars and pounds stashed. I have never. There's no Nigerian who has ever given me 10 pounds, $10 ever to defend or to talk about Biafra. I talk about Biafra because of the passion of the human rights abuses that are taking place in that area. And therefore, I demand an apology from the people who are spreading this malicious propaganda. Without that, I cease, and I will not cease. I will not keep quiet. I will not continue to be silent, but I will continue to work, defend, propagate the liberation of the people, oppressed people of Biafra. It is not a matter of time. It is a matter of how the people, the plight of the people of southeastern Nigeria will be brought to the African Union and to international spheres. Therefore, you will not be able to accuse everybody who is in the international sphere who talks about the issue of Biafra. Therefore, I want to say there are people of IPOB who should come out with a clear statement to exonerate our organization from the malice, the propaganda, the innuendos, the rumors that are being peddled by the same Buhari regime and the malcontents that have failed to see the plight of their people. And they are turning on us, bringing conspiracy theories.
What do you think I'm doing?
Several conspiracy theories have come out, but the truth must come out.
I'm doing physical labor in the
to set everybody free. I don't know anything much that I can add, but I want to tell my people of Biafra that I will always remain talking about the same issue that has caused the suffering, the killings, the torture, the dismembering, the defilement, the rape of the people of southeastern Nigeria.
Because you don't understand.
The discrimination that they see. I will not be deterred. I am not under any obligation.
Get my planting crisps.
As a journalist of international reputation, a journalist of Commonwealth, a registered journalist of International Journalists Association,
to do this stuff,
whose credentials you cannot doubt. You are not going to stop me from discussing Nigeria. I will discuss Biafra. I will tell Buhari my truth and the truth of millions of Africans, the millions of Biafrans who are suffering, millions of Amazonians who are suffering under the arm of Paul Biya, millions of Central African Republicans who are suffering under the arm of imperial toxins and manipulation, millions of Libyans, millions of Tigray who are suffering today. I will not stop talking, and don't bring me any stupidity of talking about any conspiracy. My organization is open. I am myself a victim of several attempts, similar to Kanu's attempts or Kanu's abductions. Therefore, I would be the last person ever to think of doing anything that could harm a person fighting for the same rights that I've kept on fighting for the last 65 years of my life. I therefore want to tell you people, my people of Biafra, that Nnamdi Kanu is able to speak to the lawyers. One day, and one day alone, he will tell you which country, where, who abducted him, and where he was going, whom he was working with, who called him. He is able to speak. But stop those stupid speculations on people who have helped you to broadcast your messages across Africa like me. Don't do that. And I beg you, and I am sure they are very, very good people across who believe in what we have done. I thank you very much, therefore, on behalf of Punchline Africa Television, that we have done our best, and we wish that the Nigerian government takes law and puts equity, gives Mr. Kanu a fair stand for trial, and does not trample over his rights, does not harm him, does not stop him from telling the world how he was abducted. We are eager to know, just as you are eager to know. Thank you very much, our listeners, our viewers across the globe. Thank you. I am Dr. David Masanga, Chairman, founder of Punchline Africa Television, a Pan-African station that stands for not only Biafra. We don't speak only about Biafra, and we have never let down anybody in our other countries. The people of Gambia will tell you, we spoke for them, they got Adama Barrow. We removed Yahya. We have never been a type that goes against the people. The Biafran people yearn a freedom to express themselves. Either they separate or stay together. It is up to the people of that country. Ours is a journalistic approach which you have done. Thank you very much. Back to you, Miriam.
Fair enough, right? He said he had nothing to do with it, so we only have his word to go on. But then also, you know, he said it again later. He did, a conference with a few others, and he had Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's brother on, and Mazi's brother also said that, Matsanga had nothing to do with it, and it is about the Kenyan government.
Any state, first of all, I have known you for some time now. That's as far back as 2016. Yes. When my brother was incarcerated. That was when we established the first contact with you. Punchline TV. I remember vividly. And I have seen the news making around social media about what happened to our leader, who happens to be my brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in Kenya, and what people are saying about it. Please, I sincerely apologize on behalf of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Biafran people, to you, because you are not part of what happened. I repeat, you are not part of what happened. Although the kidnapping of my brother took place in Kenya, Nairobi, which virtually every...
I'm a beauty lover. I love skincare, I love makeup, and I've always wanted to try and make my own product for fun, but maybe as a business.
Everybody is denying today, even including the Kenyan government.
And the man that hosted him.
But that reminds me of one thing.
He keeps coming out and saying, it was nothing to do with me, it's nothing to do with
I don't know why we should allow such a thing to happen. I want to tell His Excellency, the President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, what his name stands for. Uhuru means freedom. And probably he never knew why such name was given to him.
Out and said it, nothing to do with them. The UK said nothing to do with us. We didn't send him back.
Years back, when the father, his own father, led Jomo Kenyatta, was
why would he go to Kenya? I think it's
accused
got something to do with it. I honestly do.
Of being a terrorist because he was leading them the organization called Mama.
You understand?
When the colonial masters accused him of killing his own people and even the colonial occupiers there.
Like a Fendi outfit. And
it is,
because they know
or it was,
so jealous and bad-minded. What did they find?
Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe that rounded up a group of lawyers, local and international.
You understand? And I even
with
went to the Fendi website, and yeah, the trackers are like,
Eastern
no, I went to see
region money to come to the aid of Jomo Kenyatta and said he would not leave to see him being hanged by anybody.
Do you see what I'm saying? It could have been a gift.
And that same Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe comes from the same place which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Can't you?
And for the Kenyan government to allow such a thing to happen, and they are pretending as if they never knew what happened, it's a shame on Kenyan people, because we know that Kenyan people are very peaceful people.
I'm actually in the middle of
very kind and loving people.
I don't look like it, but I'm collecting all the footage for the video.
One, he was adopted. My brother Nnamdi Kanu is not a Nigerian and is not a holder of Nigerian passport. He is a British citizen. And let us not misunderstand exactly what happened. Some people might call it kidnap, some people might call it an adoption, some might call it a rearrest. There was nothing like that. This is one of the most heinous crimes any state could commit against a nation. And this is called extraordinary rendition. Then that led me to ask questions about what Kenyan government are doing. I remember about 15 years ago, Ocholan, the PKK leader, was rendered to Turkish government. Given the same thing, and today, Nnamdi Kanu, a few days ago, who is manning Kenyan borders? Is it foreigners, or is it not Kenyans that are manning their own borders? This is very, very laughable. They should understand that Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen, and we are expecting the Kenyan to take the lead. And I know that the British authority, they are doing everything they can within themselves to make sure to get this issue resolved. As we speak now, that Nnamdi Kanu is going under severe torture. He has medical issues. And the same Nigerian government could not allow Nnamdi Kanu to have access to doctor or to medication. This is what is happening at this minute as we speak. And the question I'm asking is, what is the British government doing? What Nnamdi Kanu is asking for is what every other person asked, including the father of His Excellency, the President, Uhuru Kenyatta. That was why your father gave you that name, because he fought for the freedom of the Kenyan people. And selling your own people where they'll be killed. I think this is the worst thing you can do as a Pan-Africanist. We are working to keep Africa free. We are working to make sure that Africa develops the way it's supposed to be. But it's very, very unfortunate that people who we are looking onto are the ones misleading us. And I'm calling on the African community, EU, European Union, United Kingdom, United States of America, to intervene in this case, because this is the worst crime. any state could commit against any nation. This is called extraordinary rendition. It is not kidnapping or adoption. For that reason, I wouldn't want to go into more details, but hopefully in the next days to come, people will know exactly what played out. I can categorically say it again. My brother was adopted in Kenya, and I'm calling on Kenyan government to step up to their responsibility and tell the international community what happened at this 21st century. Such things are not allowed anywhere. And once again, I thank you, Dr. David Matenga. Please, do not be angry on your people. You've worked for Biafra, you are working for Biafra, and you continue to do it. We are not paying you. You are doing the job because of your love for freedom. And don't allow anything to deter you. I apologize again on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, and the entire Biafrans to you. Please, thank you very much for having me here.
It's very sad, actually. The whole thing is phenomenally sad. So, you know, at the end of the day, isn't it? It's a question of trust now. Sold out, sold out, sold out. We're all selling out. Do you understand? African people are all selling each other out, and that is such a sad thing. There's always a saboteur somewhere. So, you know, for some people to even think, well, listen, before Mazi did the interview on Punchline, everything was fine. You can't fault people for that. You really cannot, given our history, right? We have to look and say, well, listen, there's a pattern here, and the pattern is that people sell out, and it's unfortunate. Anyway, let me know what you think about these things, right? Let me know your views, let me know your opinions, and I will speak to you soon. Bye bye.